Hello, everyone. I'm Shweta with Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties. Today is May 29th, and I have with me Kapil Lahoti from Earth Relocation Inc. With COVID, a lot of us have had to make tough choices as to moving back to their home country, as well as people have made the choice of coming back to the US. With these moves, it's not as simple as moving from one city to another. You need a company which is extremely reliable and professional, and that's why I have Kapil Lahoti from Earth Relocation Inc. with me today. So, Kapil, could you tell me a little bit more about what you do?
Sure, Shweta. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me on your show. So what we do, Shweta, is we provide door-to-door relocation services for individuals, families, and expats who are looking to move either within the country or overseas. So we are a full-service international moving company and long-distance company with offices in New York and California. And we cover entire country for whichever location people are moving from one to another.
Okay, and so how have you been affected during COVID?
Well, generally speaking, summer season is one of our busiest times, and for moving companies, especially when schools and families, they immediately start planning their moves. And so basically, April to August is one of our busiest times. So what happened was back in March when COVID was declared as pandemic, we expected demand to kind of go down because obviously people are we thought that people would want to stay put. What has happened is opposite. People have actually there's a huge upsurge in demand for moving, and there are various reasons for it. Traditional reasons have been more of sometimes immigration issues or job relocations, which make people move either within the country or overseas. The two other factors that have added to this thing because of COVID, one is financial and also the health concerns. So for many Americans, they've realized that the current financial situation, for whatever reason that they're into, is not going to allow them to stay in more of dense or downtown areas where rents are high, and they had to live there because of their job situation. But now, obviously, for many Americans, they're hurting because of job losses and all that. So they have decided that, okay, we should probably move to another location with lesser rents, or maybe move in with parents. So that was one of the reasons that has added to the fold here. And the other one is a public health. So there have been, obviously, as you can see, there are red zones and green zones within the country. And obviously overseas too, there are countries that are much less affected than the United States or some other countries. So people who actually were sort of planning their retirement or job relocation to maybe another country, now that has become a more of a concern now, because now people are like, they should probably move to that country where the pandemic hasn't affected that much. And when we interview our potential customers on a daily basis, that's what we have found out, that they have actually started planning, then they want to get out of here, especially because of huge death toll that has occurred in the United States.
Okay, that's kind of unfortunate, but I'm glad that you guys are able to help them out.
Correct.
Yeah. And so do you kind of how do you give an assessment about how much it's going to cost them? And are there any particular areas or do you serve all of United States? How does it work?
We serve the entire country. So this is what's happened. So because of the pandemic, obviously, people do not want an estimator in their home. So traditionally, we actually send out an estimator, a professional estimator who gives out measures of all the items and assesses the entire house, and then we give them an estimate. So COVID has changed that a little bit, where now we have actually started offering a virtual estimate. So we, through FaceTime and other platforms, we walk through people's homes and we do the complete analysis, and customers are actually preferring that. So there's less of driving, obviously for an estimator, and less time lag, and we are able to give out estimate much quicker than before.
Actually, that actually took me to my next question. How have you changed in the way you do your business? But that's like probably that's one thing that you've done is giving online estimates and face to like doing virtual. You virtually see the house and give an estimate.
That's only one thing out of many things that have changed in this business. Moving is is a non-essential thing. So basically, people who what I mean to say is
Essential.
So people actually, if they have to move out, it's an essential thing. So people have to move out. So what we've been doing is we're taking a lot of health measures within the company. So all of our trucks are sanitized. Our movers, when they arrive in the house, they're greeting with no handshake. We are only staying away from that. All of our packing material or boxes we use are well protected, so that they're not into coming into any contact with anything else. So all of our movers are wearing masks and gloves while moving, and we also ask the owner to, if they prefer to stay out while the movers are packing, they can do that, and so there's no contact with the movers, between movers and the customers. And we are keeping our trucks sanitized, and also keeping our sanitizers. So anytime movers moving in and out, they are washing their hands, and they're also using sanitization. So all those measures.
I'm sorry, I have this big waste management truck going on in the back. So if there is a noise in the back, that's what it is. I have no control over that. But anyways,
absolutely no problem.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So those are the measures we are taking so that our customers feel safe during the move.
That's nice. And I think wearing mask and everything has just become a norm now. Everybody has to wear a mask and get. I don't know how long this will go on till, but it's just going to be there. So what advice would you like to share with the audience, Kapil?
So the stress of novel COVID-19 is a pandemic which is weighing on people's minds now, and moving is probably the last thing anybody wants to think about. But for whatever reason, if you have to move, there are a few things that you should be considering while choosing a company. So there are a few things that you have to be aware that you need to be looking out for the safety measures that any company that you are talking to is taking, especially regarding their sanitization. Are they making sure that the crew that they have, are they taking enough precautions to not get affected for COVID? And there's also second thing that you should be also looking out for is cancellation policy, because what we are offering here at Earth Relocation is anytime if you book a move with us and you choose to cancel it for whatever, whether it's hospitalization or illness, there's no question asked. We are able to refund their money, and they can do whatever they want to. But so those are the things that we are taking as part of our policies that are changing, and making sure that people are feeling safe, and also people are feeling confident in moving with us. So those are the things that I think that are coming into fold, in addition to obviously the pricing.
So how soon do they need to cancel to be that so that they're off the hook?
Right now, I mean, as per our traditional policy is 5 days. Anything earlier than longer than 5 days, if you are able to give us a notice, we are able to cancel it. But during this time, we are just asking them to they can cancel it anytime they want to, and there will be no penalty.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, thank you, Kapil. And if they had to reach you, what would be the best way to get in touch with you?
Sure, absolutely. So you can always email us at info@earthrelocation.com. You can go to our website, earthrelocation.com, and we have contact details over there. Or you can always find me on Facebook or LinkedIn. Just type my name, Kapil Lahoti, and you should be able to reach out to me.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kapil, for taking the time to talking to us. I hope everyone finds it helpful because I know with this, people have had to make the tough choice, like you said, to move back to their country. And I know a lot of people actually moving to the United States as well. So it works both ways, but I hope your services do come in handy.
Thank you very much, Shweta.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.